Okay, hello all of you. Now today I will deal with another very simple topic, that is diagrammatic presentation of data, and I am going to focus more on one dimensional diagrams in today's class. I'll try to finish all of them, but if it is not possible, probably I'll be breaking the video into two groups. So if you see that diagrammatic presentation of data can be divided into one-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional, and pictograms and cartograms. Now, under one-dimensional diagrams, there are a lot of diagrams which will fall. So, you've got simple bar diagrams, multiple bar diagrams, subdivided bar diagrams, percentage bar diagrams, broken scale bar diagrams, and deviation bar diagrams. So, we will deal with one example of all of them. So, first we come to a simple bar diagram. In a simple bar diagram, there is only one kind of information which is given to you. So, suppose you have year and number of students in a school. Okay. So, I have been given the year 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013. And number of students here is, I'll just take some random figures. I'll just take very simplistic figures because I just want you to understand the concept. So suppose I take values over here as maybe 100, 150, 50 and 200 and 200. Okay. So if I draw this, what will I do is I will always take the value which is constantly increasing on the x-axis. So on the x-axis we will take year and here we will take number of students. Now I have got the first value as 2010, 2011, 2012 and the last is 2013. Here I am taking, because the lowest value is 50 and the highest is 200, I am taking 50, 100, 150 and 200 as the values. Now for the first year, if you see, the data is 100. So what will I do is I will draw a bar showing the data for this year. So I draw the value, this is my 100. So I will draw a bar diagram over here showing the value of 100 for the year 2010. Now next is 2011. You have 150. So I go to the next mark and I draw this data for the year 2011. Now remember, over here the bars are all drawn separately and the width of the bars is generally kept the same. That is an important point to remember when we are talking about simple bar diagram. Now 2012, the value is 50. I'm just taking it close by. So this is your 50. This is for 2012. And the last value that you have, 2013, the value is 200. So I'm just going to draw the bar for 2013. So in this case, you find that the width of the bar is supposed to be the same, and they are bars which are drawn at equal distance. So that is a very important thing when we are talking about simple bar diagram. Only one kind of information is represented under simple bar diagram. The second type is your multiple bar diagram. Now it is very difficult to keep drawing bar diagrams and showing one information. So what do we use is, we use something called as a multiple bar diagram. In a multiple bar diagram, we can put different information in one go. So suppose I take the same thing here and I take number of students now, number of students, but I want to find out how many students are there in arts and how many students there are in commerce and how many students are there in science. So I've got the year as 2010, 2011, 2012 and 2013. And here I take, there are 5 students in arts, there are 5 in commerce and there are 5 in science. Second year I take, there are 10 students in arts, there are 5 students in commerce and there are 15 students in science. Third year I take, there are 5 students in arts, 10 students in commerce, 10 students in science. And the fourth year I take again 10 students in all the 3 areas. I'm just taking a very hypothetical example, simple examples, because the concept is to understand how to draw the diagrams. Okay, so now in this case, when I draw the diagram, I need more space here because I'm going to show values for all the different years and I have to draw bars for all of them. So here I will be taking year and here I will be taking the data. So if you see, the value that you have is 5, 10, 15. So I'll just take the value simply as 5, 10 and 15 over here. So this is 0. Now for the year 2010, the number of students in arts is 5. The number of students in commerce is also 5. And the number of students in science is also 5. So this is for the year 2010. Now if you draw something like this, you can't make out which is for science and which is for commerce and which is for arts. Hence, when we talk about multiple bar diagrams, it is very important to have an index. So now I draw lines over here to show that this kind of bars are representing arts. Then I draw maybe dots in the second one and I put it that the dots bars are representing commerce students. And the third one, again I can put maybe circles to show that the circles are representing science students. So now when you look at the diagram, you can make out that okay, these are bar diagrams. That means this is the number of art students, this is the number of commerce students, this is the number of science students. Now for the next year when we draw, then the first value is taken as 10. The next value is taken as 5. And the third value that you have is taken as 15. Now please remember, you can see this value that I'm drawing. So this is for 2011. That all the graphs or the bars that I am drawing for a single year are all joined together. There is no gap between one year. There is a gap between 2010 and 2011, but there is no gap when I'm talking about 2011. Similarly, I draw for 2012, that is the first value is 5. The next value is 10 and the third value is also 10. See, I'm drawing freehand, that's why the curves are not of equal width. But whenever you are drawing, you have to make an effort and put all the curves of a same width. So this is the case of 2012. And last we draw 2013. In this case, if you see, I have taken all the values as equal to 10. So the first one will come out to be this kind of figure. Next one we are drawing dots and the third one we are drawing circles and we mark the year over here as 2013. So this is how we draw a multiple bar diagram. I hope everybody is clear on these two.